Can you take us through the trip?
Yeah, I knew my horse was a bit closer, so I don't have any interest in being involved early. You can see the way I broke. I just want to go to the rail and safe ground, you know. So I did that, and I was hoping for a big run late, and I was hoping for a fast pace. I'm glad we had it.
Did you feel coming into the stretch like you still had a lot of horse? You had a chance to go inside, but you went around, so it looked like you knew you had horse.
I don't want to mess with the inside with 20 horses. I've done it in the past. Not good. I felt like I had a horse, so I was following Ira on Renegade. I felt like we were moving along very nice, so I felt like going outside of him wasn't gonna hurt me. I think he was the horse to beat, so I'm just very happy we won.
Jose Ortiz, congratulations. That was just an awesome race. The Kentucky Derby, the 152nd running. Jenna, are you ready to talk Derby to me?
Let's talk Derby.
What do they say out of the gate? And they're off!
Welcome to the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton! Enjoy the show.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to our television broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
She's trained up already. Did you see us swap my co-host out? Am I allowed to say she's a better looking one? Ooh.
I didn't say that.
So Jenna did an absolutely phenomenal job chasing me around this past weekend with Livia Lanza. How far do you think we walked, Jenna?
500 miles and then some.
It felt like it. It was a lot of walking and running and quite exhausting. So thank you, Jenna and Livia, both for trying to keep up. It was quite a busy weekend, but what an incredible Derby and some history-making moments. But what we thought we'd start with, for those that don't really know what exactly the Derby is, I think that's a good way to start, right? So there's a lot of history and culture, right, Jenna?
Absolutely. The energy and culture there is just incredible if you've never been.
It is one of a kind race. I love the Breeders' Cup and all those other grade ones that, we love to go to and attend, but the vibe is completely different there. And it is America's most famous horse race, and it's run annually at Churchill Downs, which is very historic and iconic itself, located in Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville.
How do we say that? Louisville?
Do not say Louisville.
No, not Louisville. It's Louisville. If you live there, it's Louisville, right?
Yes.
First held in what year?
1875.
That's a bit of a long time ago, right? 1.25 miles is the length, which is also equal to 10 furlongs.
How long is a furlong?
I don't know. Do you know?
I do. It's
Would
an
you
eighth
tell?
of a mile.
There you go. Look at you. It's 3-year-olds only. Now, this is where there is often confusion, because the Breeders' Cup Classic is a variety of ages and is a grade 1 race, and you might have a 3-year-old racing against a 5-year-old. But the Kentucky Derby, you only have 1 year as a thoroughbred that you can actually run in the Derby, and that is as a 3-year-old only. So it's 3-year-olds against 3-year-olds. It is known as the 2 most exciting minutes in sport, and I would have to agree that it is. It's a very, very exciting race, and the only one that you ever see that many horses in the gate, right?
Yes. 20 horses is not your typical running of a race.
No. You may see some races 7, 8 horses, 9, 10, 12 maybe, but those horses have never been in a starting gate with 19 other horses before in their lives.
And certainly not with, 160,000 people in the crowd cheering and roaring. The roar is just deafening. It's amazing.
It's incredible. It's on a dirt track. A little bit of culture. Fascinators. You may notice that we're wearing fascinators. So a fascinator is designed to sort of perch on your head a little different from a hat because it usually has a band or a clip that is held in place. A variety of different colours. The Kentucky Derby colours, very popular, red. Very popular, red, black and white, you see. But not only, you also see blue, green, yellow, you name it, every other colour. And the drink,
Mint julep.
about the drink.
The mint juleps, let me tell you. And it's made with what? Bourbon, which is like the Kentucky drink.
That's right.
It's a force to be reckoned with.
Sorry, I'm not a fan of the drink myself. I think it's quite tart tasting, I think myself. I think if you dump a lot of mint in it, it's probably okay. But yes, mint juleps, the famous drink. You probably should try it, even if it's just the virgin one of it, just so you can see what it's like. And then those who have had rather a lot of those sing My Old Kentucky Home, not quite so well as they probably would.
Which again, that to hear the crowd of 160,000 people singing that
Great,
is,
isn't it?
It just brings goosebumps.
It's moving.
Yeah.
Very moving. Neat. It's got a very, I don't know, like a very national anthem kind of feel, but not, if you know what I mean. It's like their anthem, right? It's Kentucky's anthem.
Yes.
The winner, now it's called the Run for the Roses because the winner gets a garland of roses.
And did you know
They're
where
made
the
at
garlands
Kroger.
are made? Kroger's. Louisa wants Kroger's for the record in Ocala.
Louisa loves I love Kroger. Sorry. I love Kroger. They are just such a great grocery store. I love them. And
somebody said they're like the largest florist in the... I don't know if that was a true statement, but I read somewhere it was one of the largest florists nationally.
Interesting. Now, many of the Derby contenders start training in Ocala. This time was no different. Renegade started with J.J. Pletcher, who is the father of Todd Pletcher. Intrepido was an OBS grad in Ocala. Litmus Test came out of Eddie Woods. So Happy was a first call consignment at OBS. The Puma was also an Ocala breeder sales grad through Hidden Brook. There was Silent Tactic, who actually did scratch, was trained by Mark Cassie here in Ocala. Potente and Emerging Market both were grads of Niall Brennan Stables here in Ocala. Further Ado came through 6K's consignment and sold at OBS. Golden Tempo, who won the Kentucky Derby, started his training with Dr. Eiserman and his wife Sherry and their team at Eiserman Equine, which is actually in Williston. Robusta, who added on like the day before, was trained at Mayberry Farm, who also trains Zenyatta and Flightline and many other famous horses. And Ocelli, or Ocelli, however you say it, is actually owned by some folks who live here in Ocala and have a show jumping farm.
And we got to see Right to Party also.
Right to Party, yes.
Was out of Becky Thomas and Sequel Bloodstocks.
That's right, we got to visit with that wonderful horse as well at Kennebec Peaks. So great connections to Ocala as always, lots of grads from this local area. So very, very proud of all of them. There's always about 2/3 of the field that started training or have some connections here.
Yep.
So the Oaks also has a lot of culture. Again, 3-year-old fillies ran at Churchill Downs in Louisville, held the day before the Kentucky Derby, ran 1 1/8 mile distance or 9 furlongs, and the flower is the lilies. A lot of people wear pink, don't they?
They do.
A lot of
As
people.
you can see on Miss Louisa.
Wear a lot of pink. It's Kentucky Oaks Day is the Friday before the Saturday of the Derby, and the winners get a garland of lilies, which is why we see so much of that flower appearing in the Kentucky Oaks. Many again of the contenders started in Ocala. Absolutely lots of connections as always. My Miss Mo unfortunately scratched, which was very sad. Because that was a great Ocala connection, but Search Party had an Ocala connection. Counting Stars was Mark Cassie. Meaning was also connected, and really a great field of horses. And Counting Stars actually ran 3rd. I was rooting for her, so lovely horse for Mark Cassie. So that's all about the Oaks and Derby, Friday and Saturday. What a great weekend of racing. We've got more for you, so Stay with us and we'll be right back.
The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations, with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honouring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Center in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
Hello, I'm Pat Myers, owner of Pat Myers Electric, a family-owned and operated business. My wife Sarah and I are horse owners ourselves and know what matters most to a farm owner, with the safety of their horses being of utmost importance to us. Pat Myers Electric can light up your arena and make sure your horse's barn is safe and protected. Pat Myers Electric is the horseman's choice. Discover more at patmyerselectric.com.
Veteran-owned Wide Automotive, that's WEIDE, is a beacon of automotive excellence in Ocala. Founded on integrity and expertise with unwavering dedication in all operations, we seek to forge lasting relationships with our clients. Whether you have one vehicle or a fleet, we pledge our best effort in quality service. From repairs, diagnostics, tire repair and replacement, diesel engine work, horse trailers, car batteries, wheel alignments, fuel systems, and more. Discover more at wideautomotive.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
I'm Jenna Rovira.
So we're attired like this because we have celebrated a weekend of racing with lots of connections to Ocala, Marion County and just outside. And we've been talking a little bit about what all the traditions and the distance and the vibe and the whole feeling of the Derby. And so if you're watching and listening, while we're airing a little bit of footage of morning gallops, we are going to talk a little bit about the point system that people don't really necessarily understand. That is, there are certain races on the road to the Derby that qualify you for the Derby by accumulating points. So it's a point system. It didn't used to be. I don't know how many years ago it changed. It's been quite a few. But to get into the Kentucky Derby, you have to compete in these races and accumulate points. And the horse with the highest number of points is top of the list, and then it goes down to 20 horses. And if a horse scratches for some reason up to a certain point before the race, another horse that is next in line can fill in that spot. But that horse doesn't get that post position that the horse that scratched. It just adds on the end. So it's
so
very
all
interesting.
The controversy of everybody saying, well, these two extra horses jumped in and they're not qualified.
They have less points.
Yeah, they have less points. They actually had to qualify.
Exactly. They ran in the races that get them the points to be. And if you think about it, I don't know the exact number, but I know it's thousands and thousands of horses that have that same opportunity, and only 20 or 22 or 3 are the top ones that actually make it into the starting gate. So it is a really, really big deal, and it is a really high honor to make it into the Kentucky Derby.
Because one of the ones that jumped in got third place. So
yeah,
yes.
Kelly.
Yeah.
No, and I think it's important to consider some of these horses that did qualify didn't start running until their 3-year-old year. That was kind of something that came up in the aftermath, a lot of discussions, because you get a late start, obviously you're not going to have as many points as those horses that were running as 2-year-olds.
That's true.
Unless you win some of the big races.
Well, you
The
have to win
biggest, yeah.
some, to get
The
to
qualifying.
qualify.
Well, I'm saying early on you race and
Yeah.
you win one of the big races that
And
give
they
you
are weighted.
50
so.
points right off the bat.
Exactly. And one of the things I would say is, having interviewed quite a few trainers, especially starting trainers that these horses graduated from their farms here in Ocala, a lot of them said, Scott Kintz from Six Caves was one that said, if a horse is just not ready to start doing the job, I turn them back out and give them longer and wait until they are ready. And so then that would put them starting perhaps in January to try to accumulate the points when other horses might have accumulated them at the end of the prior year. So absolutely, a horse might be just as good a horse but not have had the opportunity, especially if the starting trainer said, I want to wait longer.
So it's just like the Olympics where you have a rider or a participant that's as good, but they're just 1 point below everybody, but they're an alternate in case somebody at the Olympics gets sick or hurt.
Yep.
They can jump in and compete.
And they put those horses that were horse 21, 22, 23, we saw them out on the track galloping in the morning with their yellow derby saddle towels on, but they weren't in yet, but they were there ready just in case. We also saw Bob Baffert and Jerry Bailey, who we interviewed. And we met some lovely people from England. Actually, the gentleman Theo was born in Wellesbourne, which is just up the road from where I was born. And we also met the lovely gentleman that was at the FTBOA Awards, Ruben.
He was amazing.
Yes, he won the award at the FTBOA for Queen Maxima, and he was back with a horse running in the Oaks. So it was in the Derby, sorry. And so we got to interview him, and we had just seen him at the FTBOA Gala, so what a small world. And then we talked to Tom Ryan from SF Racing, who had litmus test in the Kentucky Derby. And of course we visit with Bob Baffert in his black cowboy hat, because you have to go to Bob's barn and say hello. And again, Jerry Bailey, we got to chat to him, and
a legend.
He is a legend. And what was interesting is what he said is kind of how we were feeling, like, hey, there are 8 horses in this race, 8 or 10 horses in this derby that could win it.
Yeah, it was interesting because you'd think like he's gonna pull out his 1 or 2 favorites, and he like went through a list and he's like, I know I'm giving you quite a bit.
He was like, it's wide open.
It's anybody's race.
And I'm going to say that I think, and Jen, I think you'll agree with me, having gone as media and been there, seen people like Bill Mott, out there on the pony horse, I think you'll agree with me. The fact that we are able to go to the track at 5 o'clock in the morning and watch these horses. Oh yeah, Dazzling Dame had her own teddy bear, didn't she?
Yeah.
Which was really cute. She played with it all the time. I was hanging outside her store door. And Great White
became such a
legend
star there at
He's
the
a
Derby
legend.
this year. It was hilarious, like all the theme songs that were coming out with him and all the nicknames, and then the arguing over why was he gelded, why wasn't he gelded, how tall he was, how tall he wasn't.
Hey, maybe he didn't want to go in a starting gate with horses that weren't gelded.
And maybe he was too big for the gate. There's plenty of horses.
And he knew he was too big for the gate, right?
Yeah.
Because he was looking at the gate going, I'm too big for that gate.
Well, it was a horse race, not a shark race.
Yeah, somebody did say that too.
Yes.
You can't enter a horse.
Don't enter a shark in a starting
There
gate.
you go.
No. He turned into the legend of the weekend. He, as soon as we posted, we did some social media, and he was in one of our original posts over the weekend. Mm-hmm. And as soon as that hit, off it went.
Well, I think they need to start for the Kentucky Derby. This will be Sandman's legacy, is have a Sandman award to the horse that gets
the biggest following.
There you go.
Well, and I feel like though Sandman was gray.
Yeah.
This guy was gray.
Oh no, it was Blue Roan, remember?
Oh yeah, sorry. Because the thoroughbred registration recognizes Blue Roans.
I know somebody was like, he's not grey, he's Blue Roan. I'm like, everybody's an armchair warrior, aren't they, on social media?
I was going to say, yeah, I don't think they threw a quarter horse in there.
No, I don't think so either. But I will say hats off to Churchill Downs that we as media can go and see these horses being bathed. We can go and see them running on the track. We can go watch them early in the morning and see them in their everyday routines. And we get an opportunity to see incredible things. We see owners and trainers just loving on these horses and scratching them. We were standing right by one stall where the horse was getting an absolute massage while we were standing there. We get to kind of see it all.
Well, I think it's neat that you guys get to go watch them breeze and train, because a lot of people don't realize they're still training. They got there a week before. They're not going to just sit them. They've got to get them moving.
But like, you're literally there among the greats. I was standing there. She had stepped out to go do something real quick, and I'm standing there right by the gap, and I look over, and up walks Bob Baffert, and he's talking about the weather with me, and I'm like, you know, like,
crazy, isn't it?
They're legends. They're all legends. Todd Pletcher standing right there with his binoculars. Yes. Like, they talk to everybody. I mean, it's so incredible.
Yeah, because they don't know if you're somebody important or not.
I know, but like everybody,
they treat us all the same. Yeah, it's just
everybody's so enthusiastic about the sport there. I think it's really neat, the love and the passion that comes out when you're there. The energy is just electric. And I remember years ago reading the book about Kelso. And if you've never read about Kelso, he didn't start running until he was like 5 years old. He was a gelding, became a legend. And the roar of the crowd, they talk about the enthusiasm. Everybody came dressed in their Sunday best just for this gelding.
It's amazing, isn't it? It is. There's nothing quite like the experience. We'll talk more about that, because our next segment we're going to share with you is the story of the Kentucky Oaks. So stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. We'll be right back.
Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Center in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
DAC Vitamins and Minerals has been making a world of difference for 35 years. Do you know what sets DAC apart? We use chelation minerals from Alltech, which allows for better absorption. DAC is the only supplement company Alltech provides ingredients for. We have our nutritionist, Performance Horse Nutrition, NASP, which is the quality seal, which guarantees our products and ensures our use of quality ingredients. DAC gives you a guaranteed analysis in every 1 ounce scoop, a 60-day money-back guarantee. Doesn't your partner deserve the best? Visit feeddac.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family-owned since 1934, manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
We're a unique, tough breed. We work long, hard hours making sure your horses are healthy and properly shod because, well, we farriers know horses perform better when they're properly shod and healthy. You want quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices, and you won't settle for anything less.
TT Distributors is dedicated to quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices. Racehorse or a pasture pony, TT Distributors has what you need. 7715 West Highway 40, Ocala.
D&N Equine Recovery is owned and operated by avid horsemen. With over 75 years of experience in the equine industry, D&N Equine Recovery provides the only whole horse crematorium in the greater Levy-Marion County area, serving all of north central Florida. All staff are dedicated to demonstrating the utmost respect throughout this emotionally delicate process, providing compassionate and timely service when it matters to horse owners the most. For more information, go to dnequinerecoveryllc.com. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
He's like the wizard on the Wizard of Oz. There's a voice coming from somewhere.
You didn't think that was me?
No.
Just
Yeah, you should have. You could have. I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And I'm Jenna Rovira.
And we are talking Derby to you, but we're going to switch a little and talk a little bit about the Oaks and what an exciting race that was this weekend. We'll talk a little bit pre-race, a little bit during race, and a little bit post. Certainly was a much nicer day than it was supposed to be, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it was originally predicting rain, cooler temperatures. It actually ended up being quite lovely.
But still mud track.
It was even still a little bit wet, I think, on Saturday.
It was a little. But it was a great day of racing. And just so you understand, there is an undercard. So the undercard for each day is races that horses are qualified to be in or paid to be in and been entered that are considered quite big deal races. Obviously, they're not on the map like Oaks and Derby, but there are some very significantly great horses there. Englishman, Beza, Queen Mama ran for all grads of Mayberry Farm, ran in the undercard. Beza, of course, ran in the Kentucky Derby last year. So all like bigger named horses. Some of the races starting out earlier, a little bit smaller scale on the stake scale, but still a great day of racing. But the very interesting thing about the Oaks this year that was a big change was it ran at 8:40 at night for the first time ever in 152 years.
On a Friday, which makes more sense than trying to run at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so the horses coming out, obviously, getting ready for the race. Very exciting time. Again, the vibe is a lot of excitement. A lot of people have big money on the horses that are going out, whether or not you're an owner or trader, or you're out there putting some money.
This is the girls' race.
This is the girls. Yes, this is the 3-year-old fillies.
The ladies.
The ladies. And before they changed the point system with the Derby, there were actually sometimes female horses in the Kentucky Derby. Winning Colours was actually the last filly to win the Kentucky Derby, and I met her breeder this weekend, Kami Sucha, this past weekend in Paris, Kentucky, which was a very nice experience meeting her. But you don't see fillies like you used to see them popping up because of the point system, because it would be very hard for a filly to run in all of those boy races and stay in good shape to run in the Kentucky Derby, so we don't see it like we used to. But yeah, so the Oaks is the fillies, and it's on Friday. It's now 8:40 in the evening Eastern time, whereas it used to be 4:50, I think. Yeah. So it's actually moved by about 4 hours, so significant difference. But on Friday, you got working people, you've got people who want to come and be there after work, so I think it may have increased the number. I'm interested to know if a lot more people showed up than would have normally, but it was a very, very exciting race. Not a horse I had my eyes on for the win. How about you, Jenna? Were you always a runner?
No, I honestly hadn't even counted her in. I was rooting for counting
stars. I know, I was too. We've got a little snippet, I think, of the press conference that we're going to share with you as well here in just a minute after the race. So very, very exciting. Got to see her back at the barn, was actually waiting for her back at the barn when she came back in and got her blanket, and I got to see the beautiful lilies.
And doesn't the same jockeys sometimes ride?
So Jose Ortiz he rode both the winner of the Oaks and the winner of the Derby this year, which was pretty amazing.
I asked the guys with the lilies on the way back to the stable to let me see them, so they stopped to let me see the lilies, which
Surprised
is...
you didn't get to wear them or something.
You
have immaculate luck at the...
I know, I nearly asked actually, and then I was like, no, it's Chad Brown's barn, I won't. I think we got a little bit of press conference. Can we clip to that? And let's have that.
Look at that big celebration too. I love to see all the owners and everything there.
I'm ready.
Under the lights in prime time, what's the vibe out there? Jose, maybe I'll start with you. What do you think?
No, for me, just a very long day. It was a great day for me, racing. I got 5 wins and cap it off with the Oaks are just amazing. Yeah, good vibe. I hope it's for the public. If they have fun, it's good to me.
Yeah.
So it was a really cool experience, and it's nice to utilize this facility with the lights and all. And I would definitely do it again. Obviously, my horse ran terrific. But I've spent many, many Derby weekends looking at the infield, wishing I could go there and hold one of these trophies. So of course I won the first one. We're in the paddock. Maybe tomorrow if I'm lucky, I'll get that trip to the infield. That was the only negative. Everything else about it was an incredible experience today with this post time.
And since you mentioned it, you have another lightly raced 3-year-old running tomorrow. How does this bode for the Derby?
If it's working, we're going to keep doing it. 2 starts and go. He's got a tall order. Obviously, it's a larger field than the Oaks field, but still, a horse that's only run twice. You have to really step up like this incredible filly did today and give up some experience and have just overall raw ability override it. And I'm hoping tomorrow we do the same.
Guys, your Oaks experience?
It was pretty damn good.
No complaints. Questions? Yes, sir.
Just to reiterate what Jenna actually said before we went to the press conference, which was Jose Ortiz won both races. I mean, he won the Oaks and the Derby.
It was so fun listening to his comment. I mean, we'll touch on that in the Derby section, but yeah, for the Derby, riding down the lane stretch with his brother head to head.
I ride his brother side by side. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yes. And I thought the other thing that was really neat with this filly that won, Chad Brown was talking about and owners were talking about, they didn't expect her to come this journey because she in the fall had gotten really sick and had pneumonia, I think they said. They didn't expect her, they didn't even know if she was going to make it to racing at one point. And then, so I don't think she started at the end of the year or right in January. I think she might have even had her first run this year. And then she got sick again between that first and second race. And then she made it here. So I think that's a pretty awesome overcomer story.
I agree with
for
you.
her to make it.
I love it when when they come back from that and they're like, yeah, I can do it. And she showed she could do it, that's for sure. Because there were some tough fillies out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Counting Stars was pretty hard to beat. So really to see her out there and have recovered and come back, and that's a happy story.
Mm-hmm.
So happy.
We like happy.
But the Oaks is a great fun race. I was on the fence about the time change. I wasn't sure how that was going to work, but it worked out.
Have you heard any feedback on whether they think they'll do it again?
I have not heard anything at all. The only thing I would say about that is, had it been cold and wet like it was supposed to be, that 8:40 at night would have not been very much fun.
For you guys.
For us.
Anybody watching.
Well, you don't like cold, remember, Pete?
I think it impacted the fashions a little bit
It
this
did.
year, too, because it was pretty chilly. I mean, it was nicer than they predicted, but it was chilly, and that's
They're
hard
gonna
to
have
dress
to make
for that.
coats with lilies on them.
You should have
Somebody
seen some of
had
the jackets
coats.
people had.
Somebody had all matching white coats with red roses
For the
on
Derby.
them.
They said they were like 26 years old or something. They ordered them. They were like, we got them from China. But they were like perfect. They were like,
They were white long coats with red roses. They looked so beautiful, didn't they? Oh. Hey, we've got more Derby to talk to you. So if you stay with us until after this break, we'll be back with our fascinators for more.
Piranha Animal Health is your trusted leader in insect control since 1972.
Hello, I'm Pat Myers, owner of Pat Myers Electric, a family-owned and operated business founded on both trust and integrity. From new installations to repairs and emergencies, Pat Myers Electric's team of professionals can handle it all. Pat Myers Electric, for all your current needs. Discover more at patmyerselectric.com.
The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's south. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus. Buy a copper curry brush or Red Repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at kwellusa.com. K-Well, strength by nature.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. She's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second half of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa. This is Louisa Barton. I'm dancing Pete Rhoda.
And this is
Jenna Rivera.
Snorting Jenna
Yeah, the snorting Jenna Rivera. So we're going to talk a little Derby now. But before we start on that, I wanted to just go over something that a lot of people don't understand, which is the Triple Crown. So the Derby is the first race of the 3 Triple Crown races, all ran at different distances, all ran in different states, all ran in the space of 5 weeks. So most horses in today's world are trained to run about every 3 or 4 weeks, and most horses can handle that quite well. Because these 3 races are in 5 weeks, that's 3 races in 3 different states in 5 weeks. That's considerably more difficult than what these horses are trained for without having a Triple Crown winner up to American Pharoah in 2015.
And the old guys would tell you that the reason is they used to run their horses more often back in the day. So 5 weeks with 3 races was not that big a deal. They would probably get a race in between them.
That's right. And the contentious point there is that new horses, fresh horses that didn't qualify for the Kentucky Derby can run in the Preakness against the horse that won the Kentucky Derby. So you may be fresh, but the Kentucky Derby winners only got 2 weeks.
And the fields aren't typically as large in the Preakness and the Belmont.
Correct. And the Preakness is designed much better for horses that are good sprinters because it's a shorter distance, whereas the Derby and the Belmont, which is the longest race, also called the Test of Champions, with totally different weather sometimes, you kind of got to have a horse that can do it all.
And if I'm not mistaken, isn't this stretch at Belmont longer? So that's one of the big things, and you don't think about that making a difference, but when you think about where that horse kicks in, coming out of a turn and changing their leads and taking off, if it's a longer stretch,
it's different.
If you don't know and can't gauge that horse might not be able to handle that longer
and
stretch.
A very deep track.
Yeah.
Very, very, very deep track. They call it deep sandy. It's exciting. So it is an exciting race. The Derby is definitely iconic. It's at an iconic track. It's a very, very exciting day. Lots of good energy. Love to see those pony horses.
And those pony horses play such an essential role. It's make or break. When you have a nervous horse, those horses help to keep them calm and settled, keep the jockey and the horse safe and relaxed a lot of times. So it's kind of a unsung hero role
That's
at
right.
the track.
And you know, we're seeing a lot of the Asian countries, and you mentioned this, a lot of the Asian countries represented as well at the Derby
They
now.
have 2, right, this year?
Yeah, and you know, Forever Young last year was incredible and still is. And then we got to switch it, of course, to Golden Tempo here, who, you know, wow, unexpected long shot. What was he, 70-1, I think, going into the race? And very, very excited. First female trainer ever in the history of the Derby to...
She spoke to her mentor and the trainer she assisted under, Chuck Simons, and how he pulled her out of a rough road. And
it's a great story.
Now she's here today.
And she worked for Chad Brown too.
She did, yes.
Somebody put on one of our social media posts, I remember her when she was with Chuck Simons and how he taught her everything. And I thought, how cool is that? That somebody, you know, is following us, that sees that. And you know what I saw a lot of at the barn? A lot of love.
Yes.
Whether it was the groom or it was Cherie.
Or the dog.
Or the dog. They were all trying to love on the horse. And you could actually tell that the horse was used to that.
Yes.
You know, you could tell that the horse was used to getting affection and having somebody in its space. It wasn't he was not unfamiliar with.
He was very sweet. He was very laid back. Like, there was a whole crowd of media standing outside his stall. Like, he was just chilling. And then he had that nice little, when they pulled his forelock aside, he had a little cross on his forehead.
He did have a little cross. It was really cool.
Well, I got a call from my mom, and she was talking to my uncle and said, well, it was weird that the rider next to him that got second place reached out and grabbed his arm, and I said, that was his brother.
That was
celebrating as they rode down.
I was going to say, was mad that he lost and happy that his brother just won the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, I know, right? How neat that Irad and Jose won after the other across the finish line like that, and his brother was happy for him. So, you know, the competition's there, but when the win happens...
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, well done, right?
And it's so fun watching them because they talk about that. They're very competitive, but they're very
happy,
much cheering for each other.
The move that he made, he said, I just followed my brother because I knew my brother would get through the gap.
And he had one of the horses to beat. I think he was on Renegade, right?
He was. Yes. Renegade, I think, was the favorite going in. At least he was supposed to be. So, hey, when you beat the favorite and your brother's on favorite, it's all good in the Kentucky Derby, right?
Jose came flying from behind. What a bunch of ground he made up. That was incredible.
Amazing. The Derby's amazing. You know, you get to go behind the scenes and see it all. So, well, since Cherie DeVoe was the first female to win the Kentucky Derby, we thought it'd be kind of neat to listen to a piece from the press conference after winning the Derby about how she got her start and how Chuck Simons really helped her off a kind of a wild path and helped her learn all about the thoroughbred training industry. So here's Cherie DeVoe at the press conference. She's actually sitting next to Jose Ortiz, the jockey that won the Derby and the Oaks, and she shares a little bit about her journey. So listen to this.
Okay, elect myself here. So my path here is kind of an interesting one. My family is involved in harness racing. They took a sabbatical and moved to Florida, and they were trying to leave, and I said, well, I'm staying. So they finished my first year, and then they left back to New York. And it was really the fact that I had to switch gears because I was losing my in-state residency. And when I went to New York, I really want to thank them for not counting a whole year's worth of general education credits and then adding another 16, so it was a full year. But that also allowed me to, I was never introduced to thoroughbred racing. I needed a job, and my mother says, well, there's a barn across, and all you have to do is walk the horses, and that's how I started. And then I thought, well, I can ride them, and I had this advisor my last year, and she's telling me I have to take organic chemistry, which no pre-med student wants to take. And I just looked at her, I said, no, I'm gonna go work on the racetrack. And she's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I'll just go see how it works. And that's when I met Chuck. And Chuck's first job was for my father at the harness track. And I was a wild child, and when I tell everyone you can make mistakes, you can do whatever, but Chuck saw I was kind of going the wrong way, and he gave me, took me under his wing and made me be an assistant trainer begrudgingly, because I was really enjoying the party life, but he kind of wrangled me in. So, you know, it was just one of those things where things just happened to work out, and you know, I didn't want to be a horse trainer, and it just kind of evolved into that.
From someone who didn't want to be a horse trainer to Chuck Simons taking Cherie DeVoe under his wing, to success and winning the iconic 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby. Doesn't get much better than that. We'll be back after this. Stay with us.
Ocala Dog Ranch offers a variety of services for your dog, including agility training, barn hunt training, board and train, boarding long and short term, daycare, day training, dock diving training and competitions, disc dog, swimming lessons and pool rentals, lure coursing and obedience training classes. Check out Ocala Dog Ranch at ocaladogranch.com. Ocala Dog Ranch is your home away from home for your dog and more.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars. And we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Centre Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Centre now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934, manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at seminolefeed.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health, in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And I'm Jenna Rovira.
She is. And she was having a great time this weekend, helping us cover the Kentucky Derby and the Oaks, an exciting weekend of racing. And hats off to this team for over 6 million views on social media since we left for the Defender on Friday before the Derby. So 6 million views, and that does not include our Equus television coverage. So I'm going to say probably 12 million views in
And we want to hear
a
from
week.
each one of you. No.
Yeah,
we do.
We do. And hey, listen, if you liked what you saw, follow us, because we would love to be followed by you. It's not often we want to be stalked by people, but we really do want you to stalk us.
I love stalkers.
Yeah, so if you like to post, follow us, because there's more to come. We have lots left, but we're going to kick it off right now because Cherie DeVoe, the very first female trainer who ever won the Kentucky Derby in 152 years, we had a chance to hear from her at the barn where Golden Tempo was hanging out. So here's Cherie.
Well, right now we max out at 120. So I'm a little bit lower on numbers, so we can bring in a big group of 2-year-olds.
What will go into the decision about
The horse. We'll get him back. He's going to leave for Keeneland. We'll get him back there. We'll assess how he's doing, and as long as he's in tip-top shape, we'll talk about it, and it is on the table. But it's really up to him.
The fact that he had 6 weeks from the last race to yesterday, does that play a role in be able to think?
Yes, and he's proven. Obviously this is in 2 weeks. It's a lot different than what he's done. He's a horse that has a lot of constitution to him. So he can handle something like that. But if one day he just doesn't look like he's in tip-top shape, then we'll pivot and come up with another plan.
There seems to be new conversation about moving that race. We're in 4 weeks instead of 2. Would that make your decision easier?
I mean, it would make anyone's decision easier, but that's not the Triple Crown. So the Triple Crown is hard to win for a reason, and I appreciate the history of it. Horses are definitely different. They're not built the same. They're not trained the same as back then, but current times have shown that it can be done with the right horse.
Anything from Keeneland that makes that place a better fit for him?
Well, Keeneland is our main base, and the track the track here is great. The track at Keeneland is one of the best, and it's my home. Not that I do everything for me, but that's our home base, and that's where I live, so it just makes it easier. There's a lot of talk of keeping him at Keeneland and training as opposed to coming here, and I train a lot of horses that have won over here that we train at Keeneland. So I think, as a trainer, you have to do what you feel most comfortable with.
Cherie, did you get a chance to look at the race again? And was there anything that kind of stood out that Jose did, to get him in position to make that run?
Well, Jose, it's almost as if he could script it. There was a lot of talk about having an outside position, which we didn't think was a big deal because everyone crowds at the beginning of the race, and he has a long stretch just to get position on the rail, and Golden Tempo doesn't really give Jose any help by just falling back so far. Jose gets all the credit for the win in the race. He got him in position around the turn and moved him out and got a clear path. I'm not big on giving a whole bunch of instructions to any of the jockeys, and all I said was, last time you commented that the horse wants to run inside, but there's a lot more traffic, so don't overthink it. Just, if you can get out, just get a clear path and make a run.
Cherie, this was only the horse's 5th lifetime start. Can you talk about sort of the upside then with the horse that only run 5 times?
Well, there's upside and there's downside. They only run 5 times. That's a lack of experience, but there is a lot of racing in him. And I've commented all week. We planned his campaign very mindfully that he was going to run in the Louisiana preps, and then we were going to take a little break and gear up for this. And I really am grateful that he's a horse that you can just do what you need to do, and he responds well and kind of just does whatever. The hoopla of the Derby and the paddock, he was fine. Post.
That was awesome. Just to be there, to hear like the absolute kind of real, like you said, very real, right, Jenna?
Very real, very humble, very honest, very open.
Very genuine. And, we had a chance to talk. I ran into two people right after the race on the way back to the barn. One was a gentleman, Jerry Brown, whose daughter passed away 16 years ago. And he remembered that Cherie was the only person who got a card and came to his barn and found him at his barn and came to tell him how sorry she was. And he remembered that on that day. And then when I got back to the barn, I actually met her assistant trainer, Pearl Hagedorn, and she shared how much Cherie had helped her on her journey and issue with drug addiction, how Cherie had helped put her back on the right path. And I said to her, do you mind if I air this? And she said, not at all. And she shared how everything Cherie had done to help her get back on track and how her life had completely changed. And I just thought how fantastic it was to meet two people on the way back to the barn who both had shared how very real, genuine and kind Cherie had been to them. So I just don't necessarily want to focus on the female-male part, although it is a first. So when we have firsts, we always get excited about them. But just to say, wow, how nice to have a really good person. And clearly seeing her around the horse, she loves the horses. And that's something else that we try and share as well from behind the scenes, is you can see these horses are used to receiving affection and knowing that they're cared for. So I think that's a big piece of this as well for the general public to see.
Yeah, for all the bad rap that racing gets, it's again, it's neat to go there and see all the different types of treatment modalities. They're getting massages, they're getting beamered, they're getting MagnaWave, they're getting lasered and loved on. And I mean,
they are. And listen, there's some favorite horses that hit the big news this weekend for sure. And hey, Great White, he turned into like everybody's favorite in minutes, right? I mean, he was the popular one. We had to go find him and share him with the general public because everybody kind of wanted to know him. And then he made history with the starting gate antics, and fortunately, he's fine.
Does look like he's headed to the Preakness potentially if all goes well with his work.
And then this, I ran into Harley at the barn. And he's just walking around, eating, just by himself, minding his own business, just having a good old time, eating some grass. And, he's as famous as the Derby winners are. And the lady who owns him loves to let everybody meet him. And everybody loves meeting him. He's the one.
She's been on the track for a while.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And Harley.
Whole posse following him everywhere he went, even on the front side. Then she rides over to the crowd and everybody flocks to the rail. Oh, Harley.
I know, everybody loves him.
And he just stands there.
What is he? He's
a Harlequin draft.
With Appaloosa in it?
Harlequin something draft. I can't remember. Harlequin something draft. But he's as popular as the Derby horses, isn't he?
Yeah.
Everybody follows him around and wants to meet him and have pictures with him. And I love the fact that they make that accessible. So great.
Blanket butt.
Yeah, beautiful guy. Beautiful, friendly horse. Used to meeting
I'm surprised you didn't get a ride yourself.
I nearly did. I almost asked, but I had a dress on. Not
Didn't
that
stop you last time.
No, true fact. You win that one. That's a fact. I did sit on a D. Wayne Lucas pony horse in a dress. I admit it. Anyway, we'll be back after this.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars, and we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Centre Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated frustrated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Centre now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com. D&N Equine Recovery is owned and operated by avid horsemen. With over 75 years of experience in the equine industry, D&N Equine Recovery provides the only whole horse crematorium in the greater Levy-Marion County area, serving all of north central Florida. All staff are dedicated to demonstrating the utmost respect throughout this emotionally delicate process, providing compassionate and timely service when it matters to horse owners the most. For more information, go to dnequinerecoveryllc.com. It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's sass. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus, buy a copper curry brush or Red Repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at kwellusa.com. K-Well, strength by nature. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the final segment of the Horse Talk Show for this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
We're going to start it off with Dancing Pete Roder's tip of the week.
Dancing Pete's tip of the week, brought to you by Complimentary Horsemanship.
Today's tip of the week is keep riding the whole time with focus until you get off of the horse, and then have focus to get them back to the barn and unsaddle and put them up, bathe them, whatever, keep your focus. And this tip of the week
is brought to you by Jenna Rovera,
who stopped focusing and stopped riding
and ate it this morning.
Ate the grass.
Ate the grass. Well, yeah, nosedived.
Nosedived.
And then with that tip, what do you owe everybody tomorrow morning at the
donuts?
Yeah.
Or if you're at the racetrack, a case of beer. But we do donuts.
Before we do anything else, I got to do a shout out for Neil Hennessy at Ocala Dog Ranch, who looked after my two large dogs absolutely beautifully for the entire time that I was gone for the 3-day Defender, followed by the Oaks and Derby, and Becky Jenkins, who is awesome from Grateful Gallops, went and took care of Lucy with her therapies she needed at Ocala Dog Ranch, which, by the way, is wonderful that they allow, if you have anybody that's treating your dog, that can come in and do that when they're boarding. But I don't want to do an extra shout out for Neil because they are launching the Dog Beamer line at Juniper General Store in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital, and they're doing a launch party on May 21st from 5 to 7 p.m. and that is the Juniper General Store on Highway 27 in Ocala. And I promised him I would remember to mention this, so I am asking you to get it on your calendar, because if you're interested in Beamer therapy, having this dog line is going to be an awesome opportunity. And that couples up very well with what Becky Jenkins does at Grateful Gallops with her therapies for dogs as well. So how perfect is that? And I think Becky is going to be there. So get that on your calendar, May 21st, 5 to 7 p.m. at Juniper General Store. Now, if you have a horse, you have at least one dog, right?
That's right, or a couple hounds.
Yes, for sure. Or a few hounds. So here's Neil from Ocala Dog Ranch on hugging your dog.
The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil Hennessy, the owner of Ocala Dog Ranch. Who doesn't love hugs? I know I do, and so do our dogs. So hug them once in a while. They like the affection, they like a rub, and you can use a hug to reward them for good behavior. It doesn't have to be treats all the time, it doesn't have to be toys. It can just be a good old-fashioned hug. Hug your dogs. You know you want to.
Attack them.
I like hugging my dog, and I hugged my dogs a lot yesterday. I did lots of silly voices because I missed them, I brought them toys back. I bought them toys at Kroger, maybe.
Yeah.
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 Because you know I love
lots
Kroger.
of Kroger visits while we were in Kentucky.
I love Kroger. But my dogs were very happy to see me, and thank you, Neil, for all that you do. Going to switch gears now. We're going to take you to our very favourite horseman's electrician. The only one you need if you own horses, Pat Myers Electric.
At Pat Myers Electric, we're constantly training to be our absolute best. For all your current barn needs. Hello, Pat with Pat Myers Electric here. Time for your horsepower tip of the week, helping keep your horses and barn safe. Today I want to talk about generators, backup power. Storm season is right around the corner, and one of the main things we worry about in horse barns is making sure that our horses have water when the power is down. So the first thing we think about is how are we going to attach the generator safely to the well or the power source, making sure that all of the right equipment is in place to keep your animals and your people safe. The second thing is making sure your equipment is in good working order and that you understand how it works. Don't wait till storm season to make sure that your generator is running properly. Go ahead and fire it up ahead of time and make sure you understand the order of operations of that system. Pat with Pat Myers Electric, Ocala's premier equestrian electrician.
We're hoping we don't have a really rough hurricane season, but it's better to be ready, right? Especially since this past weekend I heard we had tornado watches and things, so you know it's getting ready. We're almost in
Not to
June.
jinx us, but a little hurricane, tiny one, would be nice a couple times right now with the drought we're having.
A bit of rain, yes, would be good, but it is definitely the time to start prepping yourself for hurricane season. Nobody better than Pat Myers Electric for that. We've got some events and things to mention before we wrap up here in our local area. And we're going to kick it off with the Black Horse Ranch reminder for their youth scholarship to help kids who cannot afford to ride and compete. You can check them out. This is Joanne's legacy. She was Danielle's mother, and she is the one who started Black Horse Ranch, and this is in her honor. So reach out to Black Horse Ranch if you have a child, son or daughter, that would like to ride, and perhaps you can't afford it. They would like to help and put you through the application process. Don't forget that your first service with Grateful Gallops, you mentioned the Horse Talk Show, you get 50% off, and that includes cold laser, cryotherapy, red light, beamer, massage, you name it. She does it all for dogs and horses, and she does cryotherapy for people, and she's mobile and comes to you. So check out Becky at Grateful Gallops, a veteran and very passionate about everything she does. And I'm passionate about donkeys. And guess what's coming up? Donkey Days! May the 30th. You got to check it out. It's at Treeline Farm in Williston. I'm very, very excited to be part of this trail fun, obstacles, costume party, education, food trucks. It's only a $30 participation fee. And Pete's going to practice some assmanship on the donkeys. Isn't that what you call it? It's dogmanship, horsemanship, and assmanship, right? Is that right?
Sure.
Can you bring a horse to that?
I don't know, but I'm going to try and bring a llama.
Hey. That's showing your...
Oh! What else do we have? Oh, we have very important gentle carousels reading with horses here in the horse capital of the world, Ocala, Marion County, starting on June the 4th, presented by Pat Myers Electric at the Midtown Station in Ocala. That is 235 Northeast Watula Avenue. This is Thursdays at 10 a.m. in the summer. Kids get to read, get a book, hang out with horses. It encourages literacy and encourages interaction with horses.
And they meet the character from the book.
I know, it's so cool. And while we're on that topic, guess who's 20 this year? Magic from Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses. The famous hero horse is 20 years of age, and they are going to celebrate her birthday on October 10th with an incredible gala evening of music, a beautiful time at the Circle Square Cultural Center, and that's the same day as the Horse Capital Parade in the morning. So you can come to the parade at 9 a.m. in downtown Ocala, get yourself all cleaned up and ready to have a great time at the Little Hero Horses birthday celebration in the evening. And this program's incredible in our schools and their summer reading program. Hats off to Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses and all the great things they do in our community and way beyond.
It's a lot.
Well, I know we didn't sleep much. We walked miles.
Can Becky cryo my bags under my eyes?
She can. And believe me, she's going to cryo me tomorrow because...
She's going to cry with you?
Cryotherapy me. We hope you enjoyed this Derby coverage. We've got a lot more footage we're going to be sharing with you in the next couple of weeks coming up to the Preakness. Keep an eye on those Ocala connections. They're always there. Jenna, I want to thank you so much for all your help, tireless effort all weekend long to bring this coverage to all of you. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you'll stay tuned and like us and follow us. Catch us on TV20 and Equus Television and all the other outlets. Whether you're in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world,
or not,
happy horsing around till the same time next week.
See ya.